Okay, let's kick off episode 2. Episode 2 is infection protocol, and hopefully is everybody in game and can everybody see the landing screen? Nick, I'm not seeing your name in game. Don't know if you joined Foundry or not.
I should be working now.
There you are. You've appeared.
Cool. Okay, so I'm going to do the same I did last week and kick it off with a log, not a captain's log this time. Craig, you have volunteered to give the log on behalf of your crew character. And to remind people, I'll just very quickly at stage. Did that work this time?
That did.
See. Okay, so Chief Suven's log to kick this off.
Personal log, Chief Petty Officer Suven. Communications Officer, Captains Yeoman and Starfleet JAG Representative, USS Odysseus. Stardate 8398.12.4. My decision to serve on a predominantly human vessel continues to present fascinating professional challenges. It is the 19th of December in the human calendar, and the coming days will include many human religious and social festivals, normally celebrated with family and friends. There has been a concomitant increase in subspace traffic to the ship, plus 28.2% utilization report appended, driven by holiday wishes from other humans, which the comms team has been working diligently to route to recipients. This increased workload remains well within the team's surge capacity and represents an important commitment to crew morale. Previous service on USS Hood has taught me this is often a troubling time for crew welfare and discipline, as humans reflect on the absence of family, home, holidays, and other important social ties. Coping methods emerge in one of two prominent modalities. Humans either tend to reject socialization and become increasingly withdrawn and introspective, or become extremely extroverted during the festival period, engaging in riotous celebrations. I have therefore advised team leads to be vigilant for withdrawn or depressed humans, and have asked several reliable personnel to check in with any isolated crew members in the coming weeks. At Captain Kennedy's request, I have organised several social events in off hours to satisfy the extrovert impulse, including mandatory carol singing and karaoke events, merging human traditions with those of other cultures. I have organised showings of several traditional human seasonal entertainments in spare briefing rooms during off hours. I found the trauma team's response to the morality drama Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, to be of particular note. The injuries suffered by the antagonists are apparently far more serious than depicted in the entertainment, resulting in raucous and repeated calls of "he dead" from the various medical specialists. I encountered difficulties comprehending the entertainment's purpose, and considered the main character's descent into extraordinary fraud and violent vigilantism as a response to his parental abandonment to be a perplexing choice of subject matter for comedy. I must consult the human members of my comms team for an explanation of these nuances in our next shared rest break. In disciplinary matters, it is some humans' crew members' urge to blow off steam, to borrow a euphemism from crewman Daniels, that presents both a concern and an opportunity in the coming days. Uniform infractions have already increased markedly amongst the enlisted ranks, plus 62.7% records appended, inspired by regrettably poor examples set by some of the newer junior officers. I anticipate this will worsen over the holiday period. To date, I have personally confiscated 18 red and white textile fibre hats of a festive design, and have reported 7 crewmen for wearing unauthorised Christmas jumpers over their regulation uniforms. Crewman Daniel's decision to forego any item of uniform whatsoever under his damaged traditional Christmas onesie 2 days ago engendered considerable distraction amongst the crew, particularly once it had become trapped and destroyed in compartment door 2A16 beta while he was wearing it. 12 sections of corridor and one turbolift had to be isolated so Daniels could return to his quarters and change with appropriate modesty. See related disciplinary log attached, file 12.66.4 theta. This episode entailed a 0.62 drop in efficiency on beta shift, which was then rectified by gamma. I did not understand Captain Kennedy's reference to this as a walk of shame, particularly as crewman Daniels undertook the entire journey at a sprint. Cursory searches on the cultural database were unenlightening as to the context of that phrase. I have scheduled personal time at 1800 hours tomorrow to research the matter further in the hope of better understanding the captain's future idioms. I anticipate worsening breaches of discipline and decorum as the end of the terrestrial year approaches. While I have asked Security Chief Grolix if he could increase patrols in social and crew areas to combat clandestine gatherings and inappropriate use of equipment, I do not expect this to be effective. Security officers have a predisposition to be more team-oriented, social and competitive than other crew members. This makes them more likely to be the instigators of such infractions and inhibits their effectiveness as a limiting force. A pointed reminder of the black box recording protocols with Dr. Valencia should, however, prevent a recurrence of last year's medical imager misuses in sickbay and the resulting urgent work from the comms team to delete the compromising images before their automatic transmission back to Starfleet. On a personal note, the temptations of this festive season may present me with an opportunity to finally track down Odysseus's clandestine supplier of alcoholic beverages. While their existence has now been incontrovertibly proven through the presence of ethanol in the ship's water reclamation system, their identity remains elusive. Crewman Belix in life support did suggest simply querying the waste monitoring systems for each individual crew quarter in sequence in order to reveal the culprit's location. But while this would have been an efficient approach and within investigatory regulations, I consider it would not have been in keeping with Starfleet's ethical principles for bodily privacy. I have therefore rejected the approach and will remain committed to continuing my investigations solely through observation and interpersonal questioning. I am confident that some error or misstep will soon reveal the culprit, so that a reprimand may then be brought and the contraband destroyed. Given all the above disruption, it is somewhat fortunate that we have now received an urgent mission, superseding our scheduled routine and unchallenging supply runs over the Christmas, Hanukkah, and New Year periods. The Odysseus has been dispatched to a mining relay station orbiting Paxton 3, responding to reports of a significant medical emergency and multiple casualties. Preliminary communications described a potential environmental contaminant and significant loss of life before communication ceased. Attempts to re-establish contact have since proved unsuccessful. The acrimonious relationship between Paxton 3 and the neighbouring Paxton 4 may further complicate matters. Decades of war over mineral extraction rights on Paxton 5 have created deep mistrust and resentment between the two polities, both of whom have become increasingly militarised societies. While the conflict is currently under a tenuous ceasefire, any perceived attack, real, accidental, or imagined, could become a reason to reinstigate the conflict. The domestic policies of both planets are pushing towards restarting the war, while Starfleet is anxious to resolve the issue without providing a casus belli for either side, and thus maintain the fragile peace. Our careful intervention is therefore required to render aid and avoid any escalation in the diplomatic situation. Medical teams are already preparing for a full biocontainment, and I am drafting multiple official requests in line with both Practice and Planet's legal codes for a medical shuttle to enter and operate within their airspaces. A shuttle is required as a secure staging area in order to limit the risk of any contagion spreading to the Odysseus itself. I am also seeking urgent reassurance from Paxton 3's Office of the Chief Executive that Starfleet personnel will in no way be liable for enlistment and press ganging into their armed forces under their Alien Immigrant Service Act, a risk highlighted to us by Starfleet intelligence. At this time, such reassurances have not yet been forthcoming. I will continue to apply for them. As the threat to the station may be virological in nature, Odysseus will be enacting full biohazard regulations throughout the ship on our arrival in system. While deeply unpopular amongst the crew, these protocols should prove an effective impediment both to the spread of viral factors and whatever unlicensed socialization or general mischief the crew have planned. I therefore find this quite fortuitous. While a major medical incident always presents some level of concern, I am confident the challenge of an emergency response, and particularly one so comfortably within our core mission specialism, will provide a welcome renewal of focus for the entire human crew. It is apposite and fitting that at the end of a very busy year, Odysseus will once again be riding to a medical challenge with the full dedication of the ship and its crew. End personal log.
Just going to change screen. Oh, I got an error, but the screen did change. Have other people's screens changed? Did other people get
Yep.
errors? Just
Yep.
ignore the error. Okay. In case you didn't catch some of the key details there, it is getting pretty close to Christmas back on Earth. In fact, it is the 19th of December on Earth. And there are some festivities on the ship. Meanwhile, Chief Suvan is doing his very best to...
Chief Suvan was not proof of jollity.
Yes. We're going to be playing a little bit of the other characters. So your main characters were introduced pretty well last week. I'm now going to quickly run through the secondary characters and see if we can introduce them. So let me remove Suvan. So, Samantha Sam Kennedy. Andrew, this is your character. Would you like to very, very quickly tell us a little bit about Samantha Sam Kennedy?
Yes, Sam Kennedy. She does prefer Sam. She is a... Well, let me just get some of her details up. I've lost her. Where is she? There she is. So, yeah, she's... her values, she does speak softly, but she does carry a very big stick. And... Oh...
It might be worth very quickly just mentioning what her role is. I think we can all see that she is wearing a captain's insignia.
Yeah, you've actually...
Chance?
Yeah, she's captain, but you've actually got on the sheet, you've got her down as an ensign. So...
She is not an ensign, she is a
She's
captain.
definitely... Let me change that. Definitely a captain.
Please change that.
Yes, I have. Yeah, she is pretty good at negotiations, and she is very one for Starfleet protocols. I think that's basically it. Yeah.
Let me just try and get her off the stage. That work and bring on the next person. Moga. So, can we find out a little bit about Moga, or is it Moga?
It's Moga.
It's Moga.
Moga is the ship's Lieutenant Moga is the ship's tactical officer. He is Denobulan and very polite up until the shooting starts. At which point, well, everything is fair game.
Moving on. Julia Williams. Can we find out a little bit about Julia Williams?
Oh, that one's mine. Yes, Julia Williams. She's the engineering officer for the bridge. Very cheerful up until that point where she does not want to interact with people and can and will go hide in the Jeffries tubes and fall asleep. She's been told not to do it. She will continue hiding there and falling asleep.
Doesn't sound the safest place to sleep.
You never find her in the same place twice in a row.
Cool. Okay, moving on. Gamov Korik. Nick, do you want to tell us a little bit about Gamov?
Gamov, he's been on the USS Odysseus for since it was first set out. He's the assigned helmsman of the ship, and he's ready to steer it through any danger that could be presented.
Cool. And he has a green skin tone. Would that mean he's Orion?
Yes, he's an Orion.
Cool.
Yes, he is an Orion.
Okay. And finally, although we've already sort of had an introduction to him, Craig, would you very quickly introduce your NCO, looking at the uniform?
So Chief Suven is an extremely experienced non-commissioned officer. So he's not from officer country. He is entering Vulcan middle age. He was a prosecuting magistrate on several Vulcan colonies before deciding to leave all of that quite unexpectedly and enter Starfleet. He is a JAG officer, so he is a lawyer and prosecutor aboard the ship and deals with the discipline of the enlisted ranks. Everyone says that he is against fun. He is very much for fun. It is important for humans, inappropriate mandated points.
And where it can cause property damage.
Exactly. And where it
Because
doesn't interfere with people's ability to follow their duties or to wear their uniforms properly or do other things. Like, fun has its place, and that place is everywhere that's not on an official area in the ship. And
I've got to ask you, how do you cope with all the officers having fun?
he continues to deploy liberal amounts of snark about setting good examples for the enlisted ranks.
But can do absolutely nothing.
But can do absolutely nothing. He is quite adroit at upwardly managing officers by giving them only a limited selection of options, all of which he agrees with. He's quite good at that. He's also your communications officer, so he essentially acts like the captain's secretary and routes all sorts of information. And is also very good at talking to bureaucracies. He is very, very good at talking legal things to other legal people.
Yeah, Chief Zavin brings to mind the phrase "mandatory fun."
Yes, this is the thing. Mandatory fun is very much Chief's event for appropriate times because it's important for humans to have fun. He recognises this. He's served with them for a long time, but the fun has to be controlled and regulated. And obviously, Lieutenant Lincoln Riviera is going to despise him.
My primary character walked up to him probably within her first week of being here and said, "If you ever get a message from this man on this panel colony attempting to reach me, warn me before I see the message."
Understood.
That is my father, and he and I have been estranged.
I do not need to know I do not need to know any confidential details. I shall do as you ask.
Thank you.
In case anybody missed it from Suven's log, you have been given a mission. You are heading to a virus outbreak on a mining relay station in orbit around Paxton 3, which is a member of the Affiliation of Free Worlds. The station has gone dark following a brief distress call mentioning a medical catastrophe, and the AOFW have requested Federation assistance. The specific mission objectives are to investigate the viral outbreak aboard the mining relay station, but more specifically to uncover the source of the virus, to contain any biohazard and prevent the spread of the infection to Paxton 3 for the Odysseus or any other ships, and to mediate between Paxton 3 and Paxton 4 to avoid any escalations of the hostilities, because the two of them have been at each other's necks for 2 decades now. So that all of that is available to you in the journals as briefing under the scenario folder. So, and then you come out of warp in orbit around Paxton 3. And I'm just going to work out who is the person who's going to spot this. It's almost simultaneous. Mogga and Julie will almost simultaneously spot that there is another ship in system. And does this work? No.
Is there any hint as to the other ship's nature?
The other ship's nature, it has a definite Romulan signature. In fact, magnifying the view screen, it looks something like that. I'm hoping that has shown up on your screens.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
not good.
Moga's hands are definitely a little closer to the phaser to the shield controls than they were a few minutes ago.
Let's not be too hasty. Let's don't show all of our cards at the same time.
Looking
Their
at your
intent is.
database, you
Yeah.
believe it is a Vastalenthum class. What has been designated a V30, but the Romulans call it the Vastalenthum.
How much of a threat would it be versus a Miranda class vessel, roughly?
Nobody's actually engaged one in combat yet, so you've absolutely no idea.
Okay.
Can Lieutenant Williams spot any notable points that would be good for pressure to be applied, so to speak?
Would that be an attempt to scan it? It's going to be fairly obvious if you do that.
No, just based on her training and the fact that she's gotten pretty good at noting what tend to be weak points in engineering structures. Just a look, not a scan, with her eyes.
Visual inspection.
A visual inspection.
Visual inspection, well, immediately you can spot that it's about the same mass as a Miranda class, which would suggest that it might be a sort of fairly even match if you did get into a shooting match. However, there's a high chance that this thing is capable of cloaking, which is not great.
But if it's got a cloak, then it's got to divert power. The cloaked vessel can't pack as much firepower.
They can't raise their shields when they're cloaked either, can
As
they?
far as you can tell, they can't raise their shields and they can't fire it while cloaked.
Is there
orders?
is there weapons powered, armed?
No,
anything
their
like that?
weapons are not powered. Also, this is a huge magnification of the ship. In actual fact, that ship is heading. Actually, you think it's heading towards the planet. It's heading to the planet at about half impulse.
What, heading
No active shields, no weapons. Just cruising along.
As you came out of warp, it started raising its shields, but it's not showing any overt aggressive action.
Captain, do you wish me to hail them and make our peaceful intent known?
Yeah, I was just about to say, let's open up a hailing frequencies and see what their intent is.
Cool. Can I start sending a hail then? Romulan vessel, this is the Federation starship Odysseus. We are in system on request from the local government, performing a medical intervention. Please respond.
Federation starship, this is the Vara Chang. Please hold whilst we get the commander.
They have us on hold.
I hate getting put on hold. Damn it.
And I, the player, can't remember the name, but I will tell the captain and crew what the ship's name is.
It's the Vara Chang.
The Varachang.
Yeah.
The communication officer has identified them as the Romulan vessel Varachang.
Romulans. Okay, and they put us on hold?
Indeed. I believe they are attempting to find their captain.
How can
The captain's not on the brig?
Yeah, he's not on the bridge. What, like,
Possibly. It's also
Everyone needs to sleep. It may have been the middle of the night for him. He may have been resting.
You've also noticed that they have increased speed by about 20%, and they are heading directly towards the relay station.
Have they powered up anything, or are they just increasing speed?
They've just increased speed.
And their shields are up.
Yeah, can we just go at half impulse on a interception course, please? Can we just sort of try and meet them there?
I warn them off, Captain.
At half impulse, you're not going to meet them before they get to the relay station. You could arrive at the relay station minutes after them.
But we'd probably have
No.
to do full impulse to do that.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, full impulse and
I think.
make
Full
a
impulse
interception
is-
course.
I'm going to warn them off.
You're being hailed, by the way, from the planet.
I will pop that in for a second. I'm just going to send to the Romulan vessel. Romulan vessel, be advised, there is a medical emergency at the facility you are heading towards. And then I am going to, and then I will take the call from the planet.
You're going to put
This
them
is,
on hold.
this is the Federation starship Odysseus responding to your hail.
Odysseus, great. You're from the Federation. Okay. I've got General Corin Jathrick waiting to speak to you.
Understood.
Can I put him through?
I will connect you to the captain. Captain, we are receiving a hail from a general on the planet.
Oh, okay. Nice one. Yeah, pop him through.
And I connect them through.
Onto the main view screen?
Oh, yeah.
I assume that's what the captain wants.
Yeah, why
Okay.
not? There was no priority on it. So
The Odysseus, isn't it?
yeah.
My name is Jathrick, General Jathrick. Are you here to... We weren't expecting the Romulans.
No, this is Captain Samantha Kennedy. Yes, General, we weren't expecting the Romulans either. We are here to provide aid in your medical issue.
The Romulans are clearly working with those thugs on Jackson 4. They're clearly allied or something.
General,
Right.
Craig, you're getting a hail from the Romulan ship at this point.
Romulan ship, this is the USS Odysseus receiving.
The captain is now available to speak to your captain.
The captain is currently indisposed. Please remain on hold.
Yeah, nice.
Damn. You know what? Equal treatment. Equal treatment.
I told you Suzanne was starchy.
Suzanne is petty too.
He is the chief petty officer.
Oh.
Well, General Jathrick looks at you, or looks at the captain. Well, I know you're here for the medical emergency, but can you defend us from these Romulans as well?
Oh, we certainly can. We're not a battleship. We are a medical aid and medical supply ship. We do have the means to defend ourselves. So yeah, we can do. Are you under attack down there?
No, but there is a Romulan we're not expecting.
Captain General, we are receiving a hail from a Romulan vessel. Would you like me to add them to the call?
Add them to the call. That's interesting.
I'm very good at comms. I could do a freeway video friend chat.
Oh God.
You've installed the mod, have you? Yeah, but let's pop him on screen. Let's have it out.
Excellent. I add the Romulans to the call.
There is a moment of surprise because the Romulan sub-commander, who clearly is female, is not expecting to suddenly be in a three-way.
Praising.
Hello, I'm Sub-Commander Irvorka. General Jathros, your reputation precedes you. We heard your distress. We have some virologists on board, some experienced virologists, and we're offering our assistance. We'll be at your relay station in. She looks to the left. Somebody obviously passes her some information in about 4 of your minutes, I believe.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sub-Commander. My name is Captain Samantha Kennedy. Why do you have your shields up? If you are
Just
delivering,
precaution until we know that we are all friends here. Captain Kennedy, we have some experienced virologists on board. I suspect that your team are no longer required. We are an equipped medical vessel.
I am just following orders, Sub-Commander.
Well, as I said, we have medical specialists. We don't need Federation explorers exploring this. We can deal with this.
We are not explorers. We are medical. We are a medical ship. We are here to.
Really?
We are here to provide medical aid. We have been advised by Starfleet. So, if you would kindly be on your way, we will provide our own aid. Thank you very much.
Our mission is purely a mission of mercy. We would be. We would really like to be of assistance. Perhaps if we stay in case you run into any difficulties. Not that I'm questioning Federation competency, but we do have a very good medical team with us.
Okay. Can I mute?
I can mute. Yeah,
Yep.
we could have an agreed signal for.
Knowing Suven, he's also, I'm guessing, sort of use some sort of smooth filter or equivalent over your mouth so nobody can lip read.
Yeah. Well, no, I've not only
Pixelated.
muted, I've put them both on hold with some. I found some delightfully passive-aggressive elevator music that I'm sending to the Vulcans, but not to the planet, to the Romulans, sorry, rather than the Vulcans.
But they're both on hold.
Yeah, they're both on hold.
What suggestions, guys?
If I might suggest, Captain, a second medical vessel would double our available medical resources.
Yeah.
I'd say we request for them to remain in orbit in case we need assistance, but to avoid beaming down or taking a shuttle down in order to prevent conflicting chains of command and orders and procedures. Also, maybe forward them a copy of the standard operating rules for when we are dealing with plagues and outbreaks with Starf, so that they don't get too confused.
Pass it off as limiting contamination till we have a better grasp of the situation. Limiting potential contamination.
It would be logical to ask them to take any casualties so that they were exposed to danger, preserving the effectiveness of the Odysseus.
Ooh.
But the thing is, we don't know what other motives they may have, so I think it might be better to go on the more safety approach that the others were talking about.
What? So keep them in orbit and on board, and while we assess down there, and
I think it's better to keep an open mind for now.
yeah.
I think for now we should take this step by step. I think if we go too much in one direction, we may end up making an enemy when we don't need to.
Yeah, very true. Okay, right. Open the channels, please. Sub-Commander, I have made a decision, and I will be sending down my medical staff at their earliest convenience whilst you remain in orbit, please. And we will send for your assistance and if required.
We will enter orbit. However, to be nearby, we will ensure that we are within transporter range of the relay station. We will see you there.
That is absolutely
And
fine.
she cuts contact before you get to respond.
I was going to say, like, lower your shields as a form of peace, sort of peace offering sort of thing, but hey.
I've met friendlier corpses.
Can I
Friendlier Cardassians.
Oh, I don't know
Be
about that. Can I get a what are they called? Sort of weapons analysis of that ship. Can anyone do a scan?
Not without
Are you doing
scanning.
it visually, or is somebody scanning it?
Shall we do an actual scan? They might actually detect us.
They will definitely detect it.
Okay.
Sensors would let them know we're giving them I believe the humans use the expression stink eye. But a visual inspection is limited,
I took a
but
look
wouldn't tip
before
our
we
hand.
talked to him.
Visual
I
inspection
couldn't really
has told you
spell,
there is a plasma cannon.
aside from like the plasma cannon.
Mm.
No obvious weak points, none of that. It'd be a slugging match if we got into a fight with them.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Then we'll just leave it at that. They've got their shields up. When we transport our team down to down to the relay station, raise shields, and we'll play them at their own game.
Oh, okay. Let's play the title sequence, and I'll join you the other side of it.
Space. The final frontier. These are the voyages of the hospital ship Odysseus. Her mission: to heal the wounded, to aid the vulnerable, and to uphold the ideals of the Federation. On the borders of Federation space, in regions fraught with danger and opportunity, she boldly ventures to kindle hope on strange new worlds.
There we are.
Shoot. It's telling us we can't.
Switch screens till the stuff's finished loading for the one we're on, but it's stuck at 98.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right,
Let me try logging out of the forge and then logging back in and see what that does.
that might do the job.
Just
Declan, can I be
reloading the page
really
and
cheeky and ask if you could install that pop-out module,
Oh yes, of course.
please? Thank you.
Manage modules. There you go.
Oh.
It will mean that everybody reloads the world.
Sorry, guys.
Please show me our breakfast is not getting interrupted again.
No, sure. I'm going to make sure everybody ate before anybody who was going to be going down ate before we hit planet.
Yeah, and my character's only concession to holiday season is a pair of bright red bell earrings.
Don't let Sylvain catch you wearing those. You know, he's taken like 17 hats off people. He keeps a log.
I think Sylvain will be
Oh,
fine
wow.
with my earrings. I don't really infract the rules that often. They're fairly small, too.
Has everybody got an
Don't
orbital
you?
planet now?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Cool. Right. I'm going to very quickly switch to your main characters. So, Chief Medical Officer Blenko calls you to the shuttle bay. Your main characters, not the crew not the bridge characters. Which I won't bother reintroducing because they were introduced last session. I presume you're all going down to the shuttle bay.
Yeah, why not?
Yes.
Yeah.
He as you arrive, he looks at you. I hope you've all updated yourselves on infection protocol.
I invented the infection protocol.
Ah, good. Well, I've taken the liberty of making a couple of minor updates. Nothing major. He passes you a sheet of information, which I will hopefully show to players. I've taken the liberty of prepping the medical shuttle. As per the protocol, we are not going to beam aboard and beam back. Far too much danger of the brand new filtration system, the infection filtration system not working as we hoped. Therefore, if you take a shuttle, the only danger is to that shuttle. You appear to be the best team for this. Yes. My recommendation is dock it with the space station. Don't take your environmental suits off. Please don't take your environmental suits off. And good luck.
And always remember there are 2 rules about working in a biohazard environment. First one is assume everyone you meet has been exposed. And the second one is assume everything in sight's contaminated.
Don't touch anything. Got you.
My character wordlessly walks off to go put on her suit.
A bit odd. Security Chief Grolick insisted that you all take Type 2 phases as well. Something to do with the Romulans being nearby. I did inform him that medics don't need phases, but he was most insistent.
That's all right. I'll manage those for us. My faces.
Nice try, Rivera. I'm keeping mine.
Well, I do recommend, keep them handy. People in a situation like this, people panic. Panicked people do stupid things, and it is often simpler and less hazardous to stun someone and sort it out later.
See, now
Last
you're
time
talking.
I truly felt fear to my marrow, I climbed a tree.
There would be a distinct lack of trees on this station, however.
Fortunate. But good. I won't have to get people out of them.
Are you piloting your own shuttle, or are you taking MRES with you again?
It's just a drop into it's just a drop into the it's just hop across the station, isn't it?
Yeah, you're using the shuttle to go 500 yards.
I can probably pilot the shuttle. I'll have 12 in it.
And I have a kind of like 3.
Same here, oddly enough.
Okay, if you're
I have
piloting the
full faith
shuttle,
in Lincoln.
it is actually a difficulty 1 con roll. I'd say it's control con because you're trying to do fine actions here.
Control con.
This may be your chance to actually start with some momentum.
I'll end up at 12. Can anyone beat 12? Control con.
Control con. In total, I've got 14.
Ooh, excellent.
Control con.
Well, pilot then.
13.
What?
Don't remember what my score would be.
Yeah.
My con is also 13. My control con is 13.
So
So you're all quite capable of piloting this thing.
Sometimes get some flight hours in.
You're going to have to go very slowly to get a flight hour in on 500 yards.
Yeah, true.
I have full faith in Tron.
I'm going to need a roll from someone. Whoever
God.
chooses to make that roll.
I will push people aside and it's like if I don't intervene, then I bear the responsibility. So yeah, I'll jump in and I will get us to safety. I'll get us over there. So right, control con, you said.
Control con.
Now would
Do you
my
have any applicable? Winter sports doesn't work here.
Oh. How about calming a crisis or
not really
surgery with my precision?
No, I think this is a no focus role.
Cybernetics?
No.
No. Oh, all right. Right. Oh.
One success.
One success is all you needed.
That's what you're gonna get.
There is a nice clunk as you reverse it into the docking bay. The sound of air cycling.
Don't normally drive an automatic.
And
right, let's cross-check our environmental suits before we get out. Then
let me just put all of you on the map.
Buddy up, find someone to take a look at your environmental suit. Don't just trust your own eyes for it. Come on, people, we've drilled this.
Yeah.
Kennedy wordlessly walks over to Shra and goes, "Check me."
He checks you. Shran, in point of fact, checks everyone.
And I check Shran. Because Shran is not perfect.
I'm happy to let the medical people take a look that I've got the thingy on right, although I'm sure I have.
I'll do a T pose.
Yeah,
yes, T pose, the classic.
All the suits appear to be fitted correctly. You've done this many times before.
These things always chafe if you've got to run in them.
However, what I will say is doing fine medical stuff wearing big, clunky gloves is a bit difficult. That means that if you do need to make a fine medical procedure whilst wearing these gloves, there will be a slightly higher complication check unless you've got a con of 4 or above.
Now remember, everyone, phasers. I've had to take the trigger guards off because big spacesuit fingers, small trigger. So you need to squeeze with the bottom and then use the trigger finger to actually fire the thing. So secondary firing for these spacesuits.
Great.
Not a first, Rivera.
That means you check your safety catch now.
Check your volume.
We were drilled on this, Rivera.
I know, but you get to get nervous about medical stuff, and I get to get nervous about handling the doctor's guns.
I get nervous about serial killers, not medical things.
The airlock, by the way, is fairly big. Once the station airlock, obviously your shuttle airlock is pretty small, but the station airlock is large. You can all get into it simultaneously, and I'm hoping you can all see it on the map.
Yep.
Everyone ready? I'm about to cycle the airlock.
Go for it.
I'm good.
Everybody got your equipment?
I'm going to cycle the airlock, and then I'm going to move into the dangerous space first. And just cover all the angles with my phaser.
Yeah, there appear to be several bodies on the floor. More concerning is the fact that at least 2 of them are wearing environmental suits.
Ooh, that does not look good. Quite a few people down here. I'm going to cover you.
Right behind you.
I'm going to go find a good firing line for those doors, which will probably be about here if something comes in.
Hang on, those doors. This
Hmm.
door or
Uh,
this door?
I've stayed here so that I can cover both of them if someone comes in.
Cool.
My exclamation, guys.
Yep. It's X for extreme.
I've gone over to the first body. I take it this one's in a vac suit.
Hang on, you better
Hidden.
from the first body. Do you mean this
He
body
kneels down
here?
next to one of the bodies and
Yeah.
takes out a tricorder.
Cool. Yeah, he's in a vac suit. Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I'll get out my tricorder and have a scan.
Cool. I'm going to need a roll for this. You're scanning, so it sounds like insight medicine to me.
Insight. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. I don't. Oh, I've got biology as a focus.
Yeah, not really.
No. Okie dokie.
Nope.
I would have thought so.
Can I scan? Can I scan the guy I'm standing next to? Since we're all breaking out the tricorders.
Yeah, of course you can.
Would my infectious diseases focus help here?
It will most definitely help you. Dr. Roberts, you have succeeded enough to ask one question. What are you trying to figure out?
Oh God. I would say, is he alive? Or
No,
or-
he's quite dead. Cool.
he's
Okay,
quite
yeah, I know life science is definitely quite dead.
I was just thinking I could have seen that, couldn't I? I could have asked something completely different, like what killed him, but never mind.
While
No,
you're doing
that's
that,
a sensible ask, because you'd hate to be like, "Ooh, what killed him?" and then him turn out not to be dead. Like,
Yeah, and he starts wriving like that. Yeah.
did you focus on that?
Who, me?
I'm not sure if you
No.
focus on that last
Huh?
one. On Shreds.
No,
Okay.
2 successes.
Yeah, what are you looking for?
Well, one, is he alive? If he's not alive, what killed him?
He's definitely dead, and by the look of it, he suffocated because his red blood cells, or actually, he's Tellarite, so his blue blood cells lost the ability to bond oxygen.
Okay, checking my Tron immediately starts trying to figure out if he's familiar with a disease that has that particular symptom in Tellarites.
wait, if they're Tellarites, are the AFC? Do they have any Tellarites? Oh no, Tellarites on the planet are on one of the planets,
This
aren't they?
planet is a predominantly Tellarite planet.
Ah, cool. Hey Rendell, I can see a console up there. Do you reckon you could try and break into it and see what's going on from the station's point of view?
I could try.
You pull the console a bit. Doesn't do much. There's no lights on it. Seems to be powered down somewhere.
There's no power on this console. Are any of the lights on around us?
No, you are using environmental suit lights.
Is artificial gravity on?
No, your grav boots are doing a very good job of keeping you down.
Ooh, complete system.
There's no
So these
power in
guys
the
were
entire
kind of-
station.
So these guys were kind of floating in the air.
Ooh. I wonder, did the grav boots keep you down when you've died? They were probably stood upright just due to the grav boots.
That
they
is
were
creepy
kind
as
of
hell.
weaving back
Like,
and forth, like
There's
Like
bunch
the
of dead
invisible
people
men
as
you see at
statues.
the car dealerships.
I've just got images of them kind of like slumped forwards with the mag boots keeping them up. Like that is creepy.
Yeah, you know, the inflatable guys you see at the car.
Oh,
This place is definitely in darkness. This corpse is floating. That corpse is floating. But these two were grav booted down.
Yeah. My character pulls out her tricorder and attempts to determine a time of death for the one she's standing next to the town.
Yeah, do you want to make a roll? It's a DC 0. You're not going to go wrong on this one. But it will be interesting to see if you can get some momentum off this. It's going to be an insight medicine. Oh, hang on. And what's your... with a complication range of 2, because you're wearing an environmental suit.
Nice.
Oh, okay, you have 2 momentum. And this guy has been dead about 14 hours.
It looks like
Yeah. Hey, could you tell me a time and death again?
14 hours ago.
would that be consistent with the guy I'm looking at?
There's probably a variance of about 2 hours between the first death and the last death.
Like they died all around the same period.
I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna check over. Have you got a cause of death over there?
I started with time of death.
Well, his blue bloods. This man's a Tellarite. His blue blood cells lost the ability to bond oxygen.
Since I got 2 successes, would I be able to ask what killed mine?
You could use the momentum you gain for additional questions, although actually that's a fairly obvious one. It's the same cause of death.
I've got the same cause of death with mine.
Is he a Tellarite as well?
He is indeed a Tellarite.
Tellarite 2.
are either of the people in the environment suits armed? Actually, are any of the corpses armed?
No.
Okay.
No, none of these are armed.
In that
All
case,
right,
I'm
I'm
just
gonna-
going to report back to the ship what people are finding out.
I'm gonna wander over there and take a look at the guy floating in the air. See what I can learn from him.
Same cause of death.
Or
Do you want to make a medical roll? Same medical roll.
okay, 1 insight plus medicine, infectious diseases.
Yep.
And
a complication range of 2. Oh, okay. 2 successes.
2 successes, no complications.
Do you want to spend one of those momentum for some additional information?
Yeah.
Okay, so you built momentum plus 3, and the additional information you pick up is that there are life signs on this space station. Whilst
There
you're
are still
scanning,
people
you
alive.
just notice
Okay.
that there are life signs.
And a few is okay. A few is something. Which direction are they coming from?
He points. He's more trying to read the guy's cause of death, time of death, that kind of thing.
I'm going to say north. It's not north. This is a spinning body in orbit, but up map.
So forward.
Hey, Randall, can you cover the doors just while I do something?
All right.
And I'd like to stretch out my senses and just try and get a feel for what state of mind are these life signs in.
Oh, cool.
Because I'm not like I'm not like a Troy or anything. I can't sense across like the other side of the solar system, but a station I should be able to find out if there's not that many people here.
This sounds like. Let me just check what your telepathy will say. You can say.
Do you want me to put the talent in the chat?
Oh, I've done that.
Okay.
It doesn't suggest which stats you use, which is a bit annoying.
It feels like it should probably be an insight of some sort.
It's definitely going to be an insight.
And I think what I'm really doing is I'm trying to feel like I'd like direction if I can get it, but what I'm really doing is trying to get like a sense of their intent. Is this coldly methodical, someone clearing sections and like alert military, or is this someone unconscious, or is this someone panicking because all their friends are dead? Like, I'm more looking for a threat rather than.
I'm going to go with insight security.
Would this count as investigation for my focus?
Yes.
So I'm going to use using a focus, 2 dice. Complication range of 1.
Yeah.
Let's see how I.
It's
One
a single success. Okay, you've no idea what one of them is feeling because you are overpowered by the feelings from the other. One of them, you are feeling sensations of sheer panic from.
It's someone, definitely someone alive, not happy, just about losing his cool. He's not loud, but he is. He's right on the edge of going nuts.
Remember what I said about panic, Rivera?
Yeah.
What did I get off the body? Are we looking at the same thing? Same again?
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Are we looking at the same thing
I asked
on?
what I was able to determine from the body.
Yeah, they have all died of the same causes. And they all died pretty much within 2 hours of each other.
That's odd. No disease I've ever seen has ever done anything like this to a person.
Losing the ability to bond to oxygen does happen, but it's usually not a biological cause. It's not a pathogen involved, other things.
I think I've heard of a few poisons, especially before we really got in contact with the Vulcans that did this stuff. I can't remember which.
And I can't recall anything specific to Tellarites.
Yeah, because anything pre-first contact with Vulcans would have been humans. Fudge.
Alright.
And we don't have anybody with us that knows about poisons.
Sorry, little bugs that kill people was my focus.
Understandable.
We've got a medical scanners guy. Mike might be able to find out if there's poisons.
I might be able to if we have any
Mike?
sort of scanner on board.
Rendell, could you do me a favor and scan the air for any poisons? Or toxins?
That
sounds like insight engineering to me if you are scanning for toxins.
We're just covering our bases.
And you can definitely use imaging equipment as a focus.
Scan for airborne pathogens as well.
Mm.
Okay.
2 successes. Okay. Pathogens you've no idea about. However, there is particulate matter in the air here. The oxygen content is a little low, but breathable. There is also no air motion. It's not being circulated. The life support here is turned off. What you've got here is the residual air from, well, as it was when they all died.
So it's possible that whatever they inhaled is deeper in.
Yeah.
What some of that particulate matter, we'll have to analyze it. Or
Like,
Dr.
example?
Dr. Schramm will just take his own samples.
Yeah, that'd be best.
Do we need to restore power? Some
Don't.
sort of life support?
Your protocol specifically says you
not.
shouldn't.
Yeah, Schramm's head jerks up at that. Don't.
Oh, sorry, that was in the old procedure. I do beg your pardon.
I wrote that change.
See, if there are people still alive, if we turn on the life support, the air will start circulating again, which would get them killed.
So we need to find any survivors. Did you say they were through that door? Ooh,
Yes, well,
I've
in that
opened it.
general direction. In fact, if I'm going to just, it'll be black for you, but I'm going to show you approximately where you think they are. You think they're somewhere around here. That's probably in the middle of a black area for you.
And that's a long way away.
It is.
Did I hear you say you were cycling this door?
No, I accidentally clicked on it. Sorry.
If we want to cycle the door, then like if we're done here, do we want to move closer to those people, or do we want to go through this other door?
Or do we want to split up?
Let's.
Let's start by scaring any survivors we can.
I've got
As
a.
your security officer, I'm
Taylor.
advising against the split up plan. I think that's a bad idea.
I am against it as well. I can't fix you idiots if you get yourselves hurt if we're apart.
Let's all go that way. If there's two survivors, there may be more, and they may all need medical attention.
Okay, follow me. I'm going to go through the door, and then Lincoln's going to properly close quarters fighting. We'll move in, covering the doors and angles.
There is debris floating in this area. Possibly just because it's 0G and the stuff wasn't clamped down. But there is a lot of stuff floating, including bodies.
2 more dead bodies, 10 o'clock.
Actually, there's more than 2 bodies.
Yeah.
It's just that I didn't want to cover the map with corpse tokens.
As Lincoln goes Lincoln goes through, he is he is properly security leading this. He's going to call out when he sees what bodies and where, and he's going to be looking for any bodies that are moving. And he's treating this as a very threatening environment. There.
I'm just moving this up.
I am going to spend a couple of threat as you step into this area filled with moving debris and roll on the complication tape. Zero G complication tape. Roll. Oh, that makes sense. As you step into this area, you're not quite sure what it was, but there was liquid which had formed a sort of bubble in 0G that splashes against your faceplate, and it's quite glutinous, and suddenly you can't see nearly as well as you could, and your visibility is reduced significantly.
Dang it!
Rivera,
Don't try to wipe off.
we've got Sullivan.
Yeah, sorry, that would be the sensible thing to do. So Sullivan me.
Looking at
Rivera holds essentially a futuristic spray bottle of the stuff and go.
okay, tricorder wise, your tricorder is picking up a couple of things. First of all, I'm going to use Rivera as a sort of compass marker. So in that direction from Rivera, there is an energy signal, and in that direction, and that direction there are life signs.
Cool. I'm just going to move. Well, actually, no. I need to wait until my face gets cleared.
Do I
Yeah.
successfully get the stuff off of him enough that he can see fully again?
You can give it a go. It's going to need a DC 2 to clear a complication, so give it a go.
Put him a rolling.
I would say control engineering. You were trying to use a solvent on a vac suit. That's control engineering.
Mm.
And the complication range is 2, by the way.
Ooh.
No, this isn't working. It's just spreading it around.
It is well going now.
I would have sworn that would have worked. 'Cause those are less than the complication range, aren't they?
Yeah, but you rolled above your total.
You rolled 0
Oh.
successes, so
Shit.
there were no complications, but
Sorry, I tried. John, your turn.
By me.
Is there a
Someone
cell
it's well
else
cleared.
try.
You're not going to be able to clear that. Not without taking the helmet off anyway.
Is that a use? Have you checked the use by date on the bottom of the can?
Yeah.
Actually, while I'm thinking about it, Shran will just take a sample of the gunk. Who knows what it is, but data is data at this point.
Make a medical roll.
Yeah. All right. So,
Still a complication range of... Actually, what is your con? Complication range of 2. And it's going to be control medicine.
okay. So, insight or reason?
Control medicine, and you can use infectious diseases. So, okay, you have a sample. It looks good.
Oh, well, the infectious.
Wouldn't have made any difference whether you used it or not, because 14 and 17 are well above your discipline.
Yep.
You, Rivera, have you Riviera? Is it Riviera or River?
Rivera.
So like river, and
Yeah.
then with an A on the end. So Rivera.
Rivera. Have you still got the gunk on your visor?
Yeah, I'm still gunked up.
Right. I'm gonna take the spray from Kennedy and just walk up to you and just do it myself.
Yeah.
This is an engineering thing, though, isn't it? Like maybe the
to be
engineer.
quite honest, it's not going to come off. If you had one failed attempt, it's not going to come off.
Oh no.
Squished around. I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to just move so that I'm covering this corridor. So we've got 2 doors and then an opening further up. So 2 doors on the left, 1 door on the right, and then an opening midway up on the left.
You can hear noises coming from beyond that door just to your left.
Oh, don't like
Little
that.
thud, 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 thud noise.
Remind me, do we have atmosphere here?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, you hear that thud?
I mean, I'd say you've got
Oh,
atmosphere.
I
There's
feel
stuff floating
it.
around. There is oxygen here. It's just that it's not being circulated.
Yeah. And it might be deadly oxygen.
Yeah, and it's not being regenerated. So if you did use the oxygen, it would not be replenished.
Yeah, it'd be a high CO2 content, won't it? So which door was it? Was it this one here?
Yeah.
We can hear it from. Okay. Does it sound like it's coming from the door or in the room?
in the room.
I'm
Can I
not
check
going
the
in.
door and see if it's locked?
Yeah. Pressing the door panel.
I don't want to open it. I just want to see whether it's like locked or not. Is this someone trying to be like, help me get out, or is this just random bang?
It's not locked, but it's not powered either. So when you press the door panel, it's not going to
We'll
open.
have to,
Yeah.
to force it open.
Oh, I hate doing that without like a proper security detail. Means whoever opens the door is like the best target for a shooter.
This thudding, does it actually? Is it rhythmic? Is it very sort of like evenly
It's very
spaced
regular.
out?
It is incredibly regular.
So it's not like thud, 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 thud. There is definitely a sort of a steady beat.
Yes.
Okay. I don't.
It's
think
not going.
I don't think it's
sorry,
a
go for it.
person.
Huh. Do we want to go for the door?
I mean, your security. I'm a surgeon. I'm surgical. Your security. You're the ones that are meant to protect us. Off you go.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, Felev and let's see, Felev and Bianchi. Can you do either side of the doors? You pull it open, and then I'm going to go in with the gun. So you
My
guys
name is
stand either side of
Bianchi,
the
not
door.
Bianchi.
Oh, sorry. So if we get
They
two
pull
people
it
on
open.
either side of the door, pull it open, and then I'm gonna, as soon as there's enough of a gap, I'm gonna push myself through and scan the room.
Okay.
So
There's a body on the ground. It's Tellarite. It's leaking some sort of green ooze. That green ooze looks very familiar. You've got some of it on your visor.
One body, bleeder, some sort of control panels. Looks safe-ish.
Over here, there is a table with a large glass. It's basically got a sealed canister thing with a door that slides shut, and there is what looks to be an arm with a test tube at the end of it that is blocking it from closing, and it's sort of sliding, hitting the arm, opening, sliding, hitting the arm repeatedly.
When you say an arm, do you mean a robotic arm or a biological arm?
It's more sort of the things you would use to hold something in a retort stand. It's not a.
Oh yeah, it's not that there's a disembodied arm just randomly with something attached to it.
The other really obvious thing is the moment you open that door, there was light. Not a lot of light, but there is some light.
Console's alive, yeah.
The console here is indeed live, and somebody has rigged up a small generator there.
Oh, sweet.
I'm
Hey, Mike, I found something for you to play with.
I'm going to the console.
Dr. Shran's going to wander up and take a sample from the goop on the floor.
Okay.
Just a question. The goop on the floor is not the same color as Tellarite blood, is it?
I'd like a medical roll on that.
Okay. I would think that would be something I'd probably know off the top of my head.
It's not the same color as Tellarite blood, but the question might highlight something.
Okay.
That's going to be a reason medicine, I think.
Please.
I'm going to say this is probably insight.
Reason would make more sense, but to be quite honest, with that roll, it doesn't make a lot of difference. You choose 2 successes. You're going to get the information and you got a momentum. The You know how human blood changes colour if it's exposed to carbon monoxide? It is something very, very similar. This is the colour that Tellarite blood goes if it's been deprived of, if something has bonded to the oxygen carrying part of the blood.
Well, the good Rivera, I've got good news for you and I've got bad news for you.
Ooh, can I have the bad news?
Don't take off your helmet. Really, don't take off your helmet.
And the good
I mean, I was kind of working on that. Does this
think
mean
they
I've got
might-
to do a decontamination shower when we get back? I hate the decontamination showers.
Yeah. Yes, you're gonna. Yes, you're gonna have to decontaminate. I tell them, this stuff is the blood. It's probably Tellarite blood, but it's the color. You know how human blood changes color when it's deoxygenated?
Yep. Like, there's just a level of
Same
certainty in
thing.
that. He's like, yes, I do know what that looks like.
Morbid.
Yes, same thing. I think that's what's on your helmet.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Make sure you wash your suit extra thoroughly when we get back to the ship.
To make myself feel slightly better about that horrifically icky sentiment, I'm going to draw a very tiny smiley face in my visor.
I see.
Cool.
There we are. No, now it's no longer so horrifying. Now it's just amusing. It's a
It's
smiley
actually far more horrifying.
face.
Congratulations to you warily. Did you just use the blood on your helmet? What a smiling face.
Just a small one. Now it's amusing rather than horrifying.
No,
Hey,
but
don't
I
yoke
got
my
rid of
special
anything in
response.
my life with psychopathic tendencies. I'll just be a psychopath. Damn it.
We all deal with trauma in our own particular ways. That's all I'm saying. Like,
We all have our different coping mechanisms. Yes,
I climb trees.
I'd see a distinct lack of trees. All right,
In my defense, I was running for my life.
Okay. So about the console.
Yeah. Does the console actually work? Does it have any energy in it?
Console is working. It's a kind of primitive LCAR because they haven't actually developed LCAR yet, but it's getting there. It looks to be the station. It's the station control system, as in controls the station, not as in does all the functions they normally do. So they do things like air traffic control and customs inspections, etc. That's not handled through this system. This system handles things like life support, gravity, lighting, that sort of stuff. Oh, and reactor.
Can I check the status of everything? Like, not turn anything. I don't want to turn anything on. Don't want to turn anything off. I just want to check the status of things, like the reactor, the lights. What exactly is not on? What exactly is not off? That's what I want.
Okay, the reactor is running, and somebody has shut everything else down.
Okay, that's good.
Can we please
Okay.
have gravity back and the lights?
I would rather not.
Problem is, I would risk turning on the energy of the entire system. I don't really know.
From a medical perspective, since you wrote the protocol, turning gravity on is likely to shatter things. So things like to fall, hit the ground, and shatter. Turning lighting on sounds relatively safe.
Does mean restoring power of some sort, though, doesn't it?
The reactor's running. It's just that somebody has cut the power to all the various
You
systems.
know what? I guess let's try to turn on just the lights. Only the lights then.
this is where we find out that it's a plant and now it's going to blossom and like pollinate or something.
This is what's a biological attack.
Okay, it is a DC 0. It's a fairly easy thing to do, but I'm still going to ask for a roll. And because you are using a console in big stubby gloves, it's a complication 3.
Ooh.
Okay. What would this be?
It's definitely an engineering role. I would have said control engineering. You're trying to do delicate work.
Engineer. Okay, and then would I be using any of my focuses or just roll? No.
Any of your focuses? Repair and maintenance would appear to fit. So yeah,
I'm gonna roll one less dice to get an automatic success. One automatic
Ooh.
success. And then I'm also gonna, just in case, I have which one is it again? Oh yeah, I have maintenance specialist, so that if worst comes to worst, if a complication does happen, it won't be too bad.
cool.
Complication range of what?
3.
Oh, but I ignore the complication.
You can. I'm going to roll anyway just to see what you're ignoring.
So that's one automatic success.
So the thing you avoided.
You know what? That's good.
It's a good thing you avoided it.
Let me guess, you would have turned on the gravity? Or the life support?
Oh my god.
Yeah, so because you are a maintenance specialist, you realised moments before that there was a sharp panel, moments before you put your arm there, and just managed to avoid ripping your suit. Only just. However, you have turned the lights on. And any other systems you wanted to, if you specify which ones.
I think just lights. I don't think there's any need to turn on any of those systems.
Looks like there's a database here as well.
What do you guys think? Should I access the database?
If you can access it, access it. No password. I'm all right with that.
Cool. Okay, if I show this to players, configure ownership, observer. There we go.
Whoa.
Anything I give you as a handout, it will be in the journal section, so you can always find it again.
There's a fair few people on here, isn't there? 30.
A lot.
Station's got to be fairly large to support that many people long term.
With knowing that there's 36 crew members, can I recall how many bodies we've passed? Get to this one.
Probably maybe a dozen.
Hey guys, we're missing about 2/3 of the crew at the moment.
Hey fella, looking at this at the admin and support staff, this disease, do we think a Vulcan would be vulnerable to it?
I won't know until I have a look at it. The one symptom that I know is lethal at this. I don't have any insight into it yet until I have a chance to analyze the samples.
I know that
have a full
Vulcan
lab.
blood's copper-based, isn't it?
You've got a full lab in the shuttle.
Green copper.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to the shuttle and see what I can come up with. The rest of you proceed along. If anyone's
we
alive,
stay together.
then somebody stay with me. The rest of you go look for survivors.
As long as you're safe
Robin,
tucked up in the
you got
shuttle,
oxygen?
you should be fine.
Huh?
As long as you're safe tucked up in the shuttle, you should be all right. Just close the doors and don't answer unless it's one of us knocking.
Don't answer
Yeah.
the door to
All right.
nobody.
So I'm gonna head back to the shuttle and see what I can discern about.
We
our
can
little.
we can keep a comms channel open so we can still keep talking to each other.
And what are the other group doing?
We're going to clear some more rooms.
I guess.
Ooh, just before I leave the room, above the console, is that a Jeffrey's tube opening?
Above what, this?
No,
No,
above
that's-
the console I can see a door icon. Is that because there's a Jeffrey's tube there?
Above the console. Just show me where.
There.
Ah. Um, that shouldn't be a door icon.
Okay.
The invisible door.
Shall we try this room?
Yeah.
Okay. Crashing through and going in just before. Just looks like a storeroom.
Yep.
Going to pull back out. And then I am closing these doors again behind me.
Yep.
Just so that if someone comes around and I see them back open, I know someone else has moved them.
Okay, at this point, the life signs that you detected are up. Hang on, that's not an arrow thing. They're up that way.
Okay, I think the life signs are this direction. Do we want to move or do we want to go left?
I say,
I
go
say
towards-
we prioritize the life signs.
Yeah.
If we can save a few lives, that's something.
Okie dokie, moving up, follow me.
Following.
Body right, door front. Okay, let's clear the door.
Okay, by this point, Sharan has reached the shuttle.
Sharan, how are you doing?
Yep.
You at the shuttle yet?
Yeah, I'm decontaminating now.
Let us know what you found. We're pushing on to the life signs.
Understood.
Okay, has anybody got security 5?
No, but I want it.
I've
No,
got
but you
one.
want
I don't think I do.
Cool. Okay.
I am being hyper vigilant though. I am constantly watching. And I'm gonna.
Oh,
try
hang
and-
on. You got small unit tactics.
Yes.
There's interference on the comms. It's a tapping noise. You recognize it as old style Morse.
Does anyone else get that interference?
I heard
Uh,
it too.
You recognize it as old style Morse.
That's a distress code.
No,
Old
it's
style.
not. It's typing out ROM. ROM listening?
Would one of us actually reasonably know Morse code?
Yeah, with small unit tactic, he knows Morse code.
Rivera, can you respond to them?
That's what you're
I
getting.
know it's Morse code. I don't know
And shout.
how to say anything.
Okay, that's what I'm getting. No, wait. That's just random interference. That's weird. We're going to keep pushing on, and I am going to start making that noise, that sign, as in like, do not talk. And then I'm going to turn off my comms. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the faceplate of my suit up against the faceplate of your suits.
There is an atmosphere here.
Oh, there is an atmosphere. I'm going to turn off my comms, and I am just going to get close with my thing to your helmet and shout across that someone's in our comms.
Oh,
Romulans are in our
At
comms.
that,
Okay, I'll
Kennedy turns off her comms and is like, I got it.
I'll turn off
It's
my
off.
comms as well.
I guess I'm turning off my comms then.
We need our comms. We just got to be aware that someone's listening.
Is there any way of you telling Sharam that?
I can't think of a way. What I am going to do is I'm going to try, and I'm going to try and encode a hint that something's not right to Sharam. And what I'm going to do is it's just a
Before
second.
my character turns off the comms, she puts one last message to Sean. Do you know why it was so dangerous to be a member of courtly politics on Earth when the aristocrats were still a thing? The walls had ears and eyes. And then she shuts it off.
No retcon.
The most full, ominous full.
I was trying to get across the
Yeah,
fucking
but that
careful
would
thing.
give it away to whoever's listening that we know they're listening.
Yeah, maybe I should not say that.
Yeah, that's why I said no retcons.
Mordred to leaving.
Yeah. For the benefits of everyone, Mordred is the cat.
Ah, good name.
Like I did.
The Amy came with.
I'm going to try and get to a break in the next couple of minutes. So, just out of curiosity, this team up here, which way are you going? Now, the reason I ask that is because as you enter the room, you can detect the two life signs. However, the one that is panicking is ahead of you to the north. The one that you can't sense any emotions from is to the right.
Would I know? Romulans don't suppress their emotions, do they?
No, not as far as you know.
And we know that there's one Vulcan on the station's complement. So I think that could be our missing Vulcan.
So, which way are you going?
I'm going to lay that out in comms. Like we can still talk in comms. We've just got to be aware that Romulans are listening. So I'm like, okay, I think we've got two life signs up ahead. I'm not getting anything from the other one. He's like, he got that Vulcan TikTok going. Or could be, it's distant, but there's not much coming off him. The other one's panicking. Which one do we want to do first? If we take panicking one as a medical emergency, we could clear him, or we could try and get the Vulcan to find out what's going on.
I say we go for the panicker.
Okay, you want me to go in and just straight stun him? We could take him back to the shuttle.
Don't stun him first, at least.
I think you're ready to start.
I'm aware I'm no fun.
sorry?
I'm aware I'm no fun, Rivera.
Just makes things easier, is all. Okay, in that case, I'm going to go into that front room. So same way as we've done before. If you guys could open up the door for me, and I will clear through in the centre.
Okay.
Move through.
The sensation is getting stronger. They're over there.
Okay. I'm getting them in the left here. Open up that door.
As you open the door, there is somebody sat in what appears to be an escape pod. They are hammering on the eject button, and the escape pod's going absolutely nowhere.
Okay.
Calm down.
They're
We're here
also
to help.
screaming quite a lot, and occasionally kicking at the front window, which is probably not a good idea.
No, that doesn't sound
Calm
good.
down. We're here to
There
help.
is
We're
actually-
from the NCC Odysseus.
USS Odysseus.
USS Odysseus, whatever it is.
Hey, we're Starfleet. We're here to help.
Going to make a calm down roll of some description. I think that is a presence.
Presence command,
Medicine?
that sound like. Oh, sorry, who's rolling?
Okay, I can do that. Would
yeah.
my focus of psychology help?
Your focus of psychology most definitely helps.
Yeah,
You
you're gonna
say
keep
this as you
that
see him
there.
reach towards the bar directly above the front window of the escape pod, the one that would blow the window out so that you could actually get out of the escape pod on the land.
So what's the complication range?
1.
Okay, so I need to have. Okay, so I'm just using 2 dice, all that jazz.
You've got 4 momentum. You could spend some mode if you wanted to.
I'm gonna spend a momentum and
Gets you an extra die.
That feels like a good trade for this guy if he's gonna boost us into space otherwise. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, good
4 successes.
Ooh, that's
Okay,
hard.
2 will persuade him not to blow you out into space, and the other 2, you gain his momentum. So you're up to 5 momentum.
Right.
He
I'm gonna need some of that in a minute.
he's just about to reach for the handle. He turns and he looks at you. He's wearing an environmental suit, so you can't see who he is. But the thing on the head says Newsom.
Newsom.
Meanwhile, Sharan has started examining the stuff in the lab. Okay. The obvious question is, you'll still be doing it in your environmental suit, I presume.
Yeah.
So the complication range is still 2.
So, does anybody have any problems with me buying a couple of dice on this one?
no.
Go for it.
Yeah. And I'm thinking reason, medicine, infectious disease would definitely might apply, depending on what we're dealing with here.
Infectious disease most definitely applies. It is, however, an extended task.
Okay.
If anybody can assist you, that would be useful. Otherwise, it is a magnitude 10 extended task.
Oof, that's a big one.
I have 5 in medicine.
We'd have to go back to the shuttle to help you, though, presumably. Presumably
Yes, probably, yeah. You can start it without the assistance from them.
Yeah, that's fine.
The duration on each roll is 30 minutes.
Okay, well, I'm going to start work without him.
Cool.
Yeah, do you want me to I don't think you need your surgeon here. So do you reckon just me come back to the shuttle?
We know the Romulans.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
fine.
go for it.
Off I go.
I like the idea of
Okay.
Lincoln turns around and discovers that you've wandered back to go help, and he's like, "Damn it!"
4 successes, and your medicine was.
Well, that's good.
That's pretty good.
You managed to roll a.
Your medicine's 5,
And 4
so
successes.
you're gonna tick off 5 of them straight off. You have 2 bonus momentum, which will take you past the limit, and you can spend 2 momentum to increase the number of successes you got by 1, or the number of effects you've got by 1. So if you spent 4
I
of your
forgot to
7
mark the
momentum,
momentum off.
that would drop you to 3 momentum and mean that you've done more than half your task.
Before I even get back.
Yeah.
You completed 7 of the 10.
Sweet.
Okay.
And you have also figured out that this virus, whatever it is genetically engineered.
How many languages does everyone in the party speak?
Probably a number.
Without the universal translator.
English and bad English.
Yeah, same.
I mean, the Romulans
Yeah.
going to have universal translators.
Oh, Shran is, as I usually say, very, very angry, translates over all languages.
Yeah, my character speaks English, Latin, and a bit of Greek.
Yeah, well, if anybody speaks Andorian, I should be blistering the hull.
Okay, that's a good place for a break. Everybody okay with a 10-minute break?
Yeah, sounds
Actually,
good.
no, let's go with
Yep.
5, actually. 5 or 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All good. I can go make some more tea.
I'll set it for 7.5. If it allows me to. It did. Cool.
Hi, Declan again, the Games Master for Star Trek Adventures Odysseus. The players are off on break, so once again I'm going to acknowledge some of our contributors. This time I'll be a little less detailed than I was in episode 1. Once again, a huge thanks to Jeff Harvey, who composed the Starfleet Commander music featured during our title sequence. On the music front, you'll also hear music by Michael Gelfie Studios and by Tabletop RPG Music. I'd like to thank Lenkick and Future of Images from Pixabay, both for assets used during the title sequence. During the episode, you may spot various visual assets, maps, tiles, and planets from Patreons such as Animated Sci-Fi Maps, Moonlight Maps Sci-Fi, Cyber Maps, and Miska's Maps. You'll also spot the official Modiphius tile sets. So, to everyone who's contributed in any way, thank you very much. Now, let's get back to the show.
Okay, we're all back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Newsom up here turns, yells, and backs himself up against the window of the escape pod. No, you're infected. Stay away from me. Stay. Don't come near.
We're literally in environmental suits, and we're human. We're not Tellarite.
What?
We're not
How people-
Tellarite. We were
How people-
sterilized before we came down.
How people who died
safe.
were in environmental suits. It doesn't protect you. It doesn't protect you.
They literally come with their own air supply. The air supply was refilled on the USS Odysseus.
It killed some of my friends, and they were in environmental suits. Whatever it is, it kills through the suits. It just killed anyone.
Rolf, listen to me. You're the only human that we found alive, but you're the only human on this station. Your friends
Yes.
were Tellarites. You are human. That's why you're alive. There's a Vulcan somewhere here too. That's why he's alive. You are safe in the environmental suit, just like we are. And even if you're not, we're going to take you to a nice big starship with nice big medical sick bays. So I need you to calm down, snap out of it, and listen carefully to the nice lady. And if you don't, I will stun you. Do you understand?
Make a presence command roll. Difficulty 2.
Like, presence is not my strong suit, but command is quite good with me. Could this be this isn't really small unit tactics. Could this be survival? I'm talking him down in a survival situation.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
So if I use my survival focus,
Would I be able to assist him?
Yes, you would. But
Yeah.
you need to tell me how you're assisting.
because I'm the bad cop, so you could definitely be the good cop.
I'm trying to be very soothing. I'm calm down. You're safe. You're alive.
Sounds good.
We're
Do
going
you
to
want to
help
make
you. We're going to do our best to keep you alive and figure out what's going on. And I'm introducing myself. I am Lieutenant Commander Kennedy Bianchi. I am the head of nursing at the USS Odysseus. Calm down.
do you want to make a presence medical roll? Single dice because it's an assist. And we'll total the successes. That assist helped.
All right.
Excellent.
Get this selected.
So I'm gonna roll. So I get one success from the assist. I'm rolling presence, command.
You get one success from Odysseus, but you need to get at least one success of your own.
Cool. And what's the complication range? Is it still 1, or is this more complicated?
It's still 1. You don't need to do fine manipulation to persuade somebody.
Ooh.
Ooh. I'm gonna use my dedication. Survival is a team sport.
Yep, that sounds appropriate.
So I'm gonna spend my 1 determination.
But you need to explain to me before you re-roll, because the determination allows you to re-roll. You need to explain to me how you realise things were going to go horribly wrong, and what you did to pull things back from the brink.
I see him panicking out, and I'm going to do something really reckless.
Yep.
As I see him panicking, I am going to take off my helmet, and I'm going to look at him really closely. Going to be, hey, look at me, don't panic.
Grab from no,
I was contaminated already.
I'm closing my eyes. I don't see this. I don't see.
Contaminated already. He's going to blow himself out. He's going to blow himself out the airlock.
With the environmental suit on.
I'm
Rivera,
already visiting
if you die,
decontamination
I'm
showers.
laughing at your grave. I hope you know this.
I could take that back if you think that that's a very insane thing to do.
Make a
Ron
re-roll.
will smack you, and I will let him.
What am I going to be upset at Rivera for?
He just took off his helmet.
Rivera, we'll have words about this later.
Smack him for
Okay,
me,
I'm
please.
ruling. I'm still using the focus. That's
One
one
success enough. You can see him slowly calm down. Well, you're alive. Oh, by the way, you spent a determination, but you can have 1 determination for living up to your ideals.
Yeah. Woo!
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Bianchi?
And now at
Yes.
least my sightlines work better.
Much better.
yes, Doc?
Do you have that hypo I handed you when we were packing up to go?
Which one?
Dr. Schron's broad spectrum antibiotic?
Yes.
Yes. You may want a bucket handy, Rivera.
Does Rivera still have his helmet off?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She pulls the hypo and goes for it. Rivera holds still.
This is
This is gonna suck.
You will live, Rivera, hopefully.
This is my character's, this is a combination of my character's own creation. It is intended for use in situations like this.
It handles most problems.
Well, or
at least gets them on hold long enough for us to get you to better medical facilities.
Oh. And what are the effects, apart from being a broad spectrum antibiotic? Nausea?
This is, it also has a tendency to induce nausea in most people.
Cool.
Warning, nausea, Rivera.
Oh, great.
Don't aim at us.
You're already pretty nauseous just from being in 0G.
Can we wait? Because seriously, no one wants to be thrown up in here. You can give me the hyperspray when we get back to the ship, back to the shuttle. It's not going to make a difference.
Yeah, fine. But you're getting a bucket and a hypo, and maybe one for
That's fine. I'll
our
take.
friend.
Hey. I'll take it. I'll take hypo. But Fall, you are going drinking with me.
How much trauma dumping do you want?
I mean, I've got at least 4 bottles of Andorian moonshine hidden around. So, how much do you want to do?
How much of my traumatic backstory do you want to hear?
But
You
can I
don't.
suggest we get this guy out first?
Yes.
What's the plan? One person get him out and the rest of them stay, or?
We've got a Vulcan somewhere around. I'd like to try and get, from a security point of view, like chip in with the medical stuff. I want both our 2 survivors somewhere close to the shuttle so that, if necessary, Oddie can beam them out straight to sickbay, or we can manage them here if we need to.
What's the guy we've got in front of us? His name again?
This is Rolf.
Rolf Newsom.
Rolf is a human security guy. I checked the
Rolf,
manifest.
if you don't mind, we're going to go find, what's the Vulcan's name?
The Vulcan's name is Val something. Hang on, let me...
Tavel.
Tavel.
We need to go find Tavel, and then we'll get you both back to the shuttle as soon as we can.
Okay.
But we'd like to do it in one swing because of so that we don't have to do the full track multiple times.
Yeah.
Your friend, he sort of reaches forward and puts his hand on your shoulder. If that was a mistake, you're going to start suffocating in about half an hour.
Oh, it's good. I've suffocated before. I'm golden. It's fine.
Rivera, please put your helmet back on.
All right. Okay.
If only for the environmental parts, not the contamination parts.
Mm.
Dumbass.
Your visibility's just got much worse again.
Yeah. He's going to throw himself out the airlock.
blinding
Like,
him.
we needed to do something, so I took a call.
I think we
I'm-
should look on the Vulcan now.
If you do something stupid, I'm telling the JAG officer about the moonshine you have.
That is not fair. That is a low blow.
If you do anything like this again anytime soon, that moonshine's getting reported.
Oh, we are so going drinking so that I have some dirt on you. This is not how this works.
Also, Andorian moonshine. You've been holding out on me, Rivera.
Oh, I've got far more than just a
We'll
glory.
go drinking after this
There's a
adventure
whole
is
collection.
over.
I mean, I
Huh?
told you that I was the diplomatic. I was like security on Sig Iota 3, didn't I? Sig Iota 3, the gangster planet, 1920s Chicago. They've got such good stuff. It's like an entire world culture around the idea of speakeasies, bars, cocktails, stabbing each other, shady dealings, running around the cops. It is awesome.
But you were the cops, Rivera.
I was diplomatic protection. I got to kind of introduce myself to the culture. Otherwise, how do I protect the annoying diplomat?
I guess it's time to go find our
That's out for
friend
me.
Vel. Where would
Where everybody else is, I think.
Yeah, let's find our.
which
I'll
direction
hold
from
him.
where we are would we need to go find?
According to your tricorder, working on life signs, I'm not actually sure if you can be able to see this. I'll draw an arrow. Can you see that arrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I
direction.
make a motion like come hither, and I walk over to that area. I am not an idiot, and I wait for.
I'm assuming you're going to do the same door protocol,
Yep,
which will open
We
that
do the
door.
same draw protocol we've
Is
been
it
doing
not
for a little while.
What?
And your life sign things suggest
Humans following us.
there.
There we go. Okay, one body in front of us, doors off each side. Moving on to he's going to be second on the right. And I'm going to open up.
And the door appears to be locked.
Cool.
Okay. Well, someone's somewhat clever. I am going to. There's atmosphere here, so I can shout. I'm going to announce. Hey, Starfleet, we're here to help.
Your Starfleet.
Yep.
I'm
You
afraid I'm
are
going to keep
also-
my door locked. There is an infection here. The logical action to take in the case of an infection is to turn off the air vent and to limit contact with others. You could well be carriers.
Understood. Hey,
We literally came from a star.
Yankee, we got a Vulcan who wants to chat infection protocols. Can you convince him to come with us?
Oh, no.
I come over to the other side of Rivera and go, we are currently in the process of evacuating all survivors. As far as we can tell, this target's only Tellarites.
It is highly probable that you're in an infected area at the moment. I don't intend to open my door. I have blocked the
Aside
vents
from you
to try and limit any infection.
Mr. whatever his name was, I'm drawing a blank. Rolf. You, as far as we can tell, this is specific to Tellarites, as Mr. Rolf is still alive.
That does seem entirely plausible. I still think it wise to wait until the area outside has been disinfected.
I quickly pull out a bottle of disinfectant. How big of an area do you want? I've
And
got a
is
bottle of
anybody gonna
disinfectant.
Shh, Cassie, volume
Sorry.
check.
I'm
And
motioning.
is anybody going to point out to him that the air's running out?
I also make the comment of, the air is running out. Do you wish to suffocate?
I have undergone the Colinar. I'm quite capable of putting myself into a low metabolic trance and limiting my air consumption. That was my plan. However, if you are indeed Starfleet, presumably you can beam me out of here.
We'll beam you to the shuttle so we can disinfect you first, sir.
Can we still beam with the
In order
Colocar?
to prevent contamination of the Odysseus.
You
With the-
can't
with
beam into the
the-
shuttle. The shuttle-sized teleports haven't been invented yet.
Well, I guess, due to Starfleet protocol, we cannot beam you directly to the Odysseus. We would have to bring you to the shuttle first. What number would our shuttle be?
What number?
Yeah, like in the ship's registry of. Because I know the shuttles have their own numbers and names and things.
You tell me. You've got 2 medical shuttles.
Can I
what have you
name them
named them?
after 2 kind of niche medical figures?
Yeah, of course you can.
Or do we want to
One
keep...
after John. One is Jon Snow, and the other is Elizabeth Blackwell. From
Right.
one of, if not the first female physicians in the United States, and the Jon Snow is the founder of epidemiology.
Yeah, I love the idea that we are dealing with an infectious disease in the shuttle Jon Snow. That's incredible.
Glad someone else got the historical reference.
History teacher.
Mind your phone.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll bring you back to the Jon Snow. That's our shuttle. And we'll decontaminate you and Mr. Rolf there, and then we'll fly back to the Odysseus and transfer you to isolation ward.
Your proposal makes a degree of logical sense. Actually, you better make a roll for it. It's going to have to be reason. You're trying to out-logic a Vulcan, but reason medicine, I'm fairly sure he's going to go with this. It's difficulty 2.
Would this also use one of my focuses?
Psychology?
I know it says nurses here, but that was meant to be nursing.
Yeah, I think either nursing or psychology.
So I'm just gonna go using focus and okay button. 11 and is that
13 and 6, apparently. 2 successes anyway. So he will unlock the door.
While they've been having this conversation, I've just been clearing those nearby rooms just to make sure there's not a threat in them.
Tell you what, I'll do the easy way. Configure lighting. There. Does that do the job?
Oof, gee, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You can, by the time, actually, it's going to take an hour, half an hour for the first roll for understanding this pathogen. So by the time you get back, we'll be ready for the next roll.
Okay.
Cool.
So I'm guessing we're all heading back,
Yeah.
including Mr. and our Vulcan friend, to
You-
the John Snell.
Yep. Is Dr. Roberts assisting Shren on this?
Yes.
I'm trying to understand that. Okay, do you want to make an assistance roll while you try and figure out this
Can.
pathogen?
What would you want? Insight and medicine?
It's going to be reason. It's going to be reason.
Reason. Okay.
Okay.
Reason and
You're
medicine.
doing research.
Okay. Any focuses? Biology?
No, not really.
No. Problem?
Anything like virology, infectious
Viruses run their
diseases,
I've got
pathogens.
xenobiology.
Probably not.
No, that's fine.
Too vague if you follow. Oh, yeah.
That's fine. But one day you can have a 6. You can have a success.
That's
then.
a success. So,
Okay. Let me.
Was it 7 out of 10? Oh,
it was, yep.
All right, and using focus as applies. All right, let's see.
2 successes plus the other one. That's 3 successes.
2
That's one more than the
successes.
threshold. Okay, you will completely figure it out and you'll gain 3 momentum. Unless you want to use any of those for additional information.
Okay, so I've already figured out this thing was engineered.
Yep.
Is it species specific to Tellarites, or would it affect other species as well?
Well, 3 you are going to get that it is species specific to Tellarites and possibly closely related species. It's down to the way that the
Okay.
Tellarite blood carries oxygen. And it is
What's it
genetically
gonna-
engineered. You can also work out a way of reversing the effects, as long as you get to somebody within the sort of first half hour of infection.
Yeah, well, I'm going to start cooking that up. I take it that once this thing is in your system, it's pretty quick.
Yeah.
about half an hour. Is that what you said, Declan? About half an hour.
Well,
It actually has an incubation period of about 2 hours. He was wrong about half an hour.
while the doctors are doing that, I'm borrowing possibly Rivera or somebody to help me run through decontamination protocols with the 2 I hesitate to call them civilians. Survivors.
Casualties.
Oh,
They're
I will-
not dead.
I will move the 2 survivors down
Miss
there.
Strand is going to pull Rivera aside and very quietly let him know what is up with this thing,
Okay, cheers.
respecting the fact that it was engineered.
Do we know any early... Can you check and see if you can find any early symptoms I need to be looking for?
Anything I can think of? Can I take a
Shortness
stab
of
at any
breath,
symptoms?
light temperature. Now you know what it looks like. You should be able to check for it with a tricorder.
Yeah.
Cool.
Ah.
If I get any of those.
Temperature.
Okay, Rivera is quite clearly carrying it. It's not going to affect him, but he is definitely a carrier at the moment.
Yeah.
Him with the vaccine, please.
Oh
In
no,
fact-
he is getting to be my guinea pig. This is not balancing the books on you being stupid. This is
Oh, don't pretend that someone else wasn't going to do something equally reckless if I didn't step up.
Rolf and Tavel are both also carriers.
I am your close protection officer. I protect
Well,
you from
actually,
stupid
no.
by
If
being
there's,
stupid
if there's still
first.
errors, I won't worry immediately about decontaminating
No,
them.
decontaminate them, and then we can.
Well, I will. Then I'll run them
Yeah.
through the decontamination protocols. Run myself through the decontamination protocols.
Okay.
Run
They're still
everybody
going to be
who isn't
carrying
a
it.
doctor through them.
They're basically ill, so even if you decontaminate them, if you scrub their surface, they're still carrying the virus.
Well, they're going to get a shot of the counteragent. It should. Well, actually, no. Is this counteragent going to work on them because they're human and Vulcan?
Human, Betazoid, and Vulcan.
It should work on them.
Okay. Well,
Hey, random thought. Free infected people, free escape pods. What if we just launch the escape pods? They'll have their own secure atmospheres. They're essentially isolation rooms.
Thoughts? Power's still not onto the station, so they won't work.
Mike, you can fix that for us.
We're not turning the power back on. Just
Yeah,
no. We're keeping the power off as best we can.
I mean, everyone here is dead, so there ain't way. Look,
The air can still carry stuff.
yeah, but everyone here is dead. Like, it's not as if it's going to kill more people.
There is a surgical. There is a trying to think of the word.
There's a procedure.
Bed with straps. I will strap you to it if you continue to say stupid things.
Okay. I will avoid saying stupid things.
Now, please go sit in the surgical suite with the other two.
Okay, you two, get on. We're in the naughty seat.
Blame Rivera for your isolation. I don't need to hear him say stupid stuff like that. Don't suggest things like that to medical people. We will get really annoyed.
Yeah.
Life
No, and Shran will just come in with it and say, "This should clean this out of your systems."
I would like you to make a roll for Suven. A communications role. It's reason-based. I'm going to say it's reason engineering.
Okay, reason engineering. I've got that.
And communication systems.
Communication systems applies. Fantastic. Using focus, 2 dice, complication range 1.
Yep.
Oh,
that was close.
Suven's good at this.
He is good at this. Okay, you get some instructions from Suven about altering the settings on the communications on the shuttle.
Suven is going to send you just a text file with routine security with like passcode of the day, but he's going to misspell passcode. So that you know that these are the updated settings so that the Romulans aren't listening.
And who is your security, your science officer on the ship? You have a science officer. You must have a science officer. Did I not create a science officer?
Make one.
I will invent a science officer before next session. Your science officer, whoever that may be.
Science officer, what's his nuts?
Language.
He's human. We'll call him Gromer. Lieutenant Gromer. He's got a slight French accent. Gromer does not sound like a French name, but he's got a slight French accent. We are picking up some radio signals from that station that seem unusual. I might be able to narrow it down for you where they're coming from.
That's odd. As far as we could tell, we only have the 2 survivors.
He gives you
Listening device.
Hmm.
he's going to give you coordinates. They may be out a little. So he thinks the signal is coming from somewhere around there.
Uh,
We need to send someone to have a look at it.
that'd be about the reactor, wouldn't it be? Rendell?
Should I
The
go?
reactor's over here.
Okay. So what would this room be?
Weird. Rendell, could you go check it out as you're the only non-medical officer who didn't do a very stupid thing?
Hey, I love this medical stuff, but as your security officer, I'm going with. I'll
If
wear
he
the spacesuit.
faints, here's a
I'll wear the
hypo to
spacesuit.
wake him
It'll
back
be
up.
all fine.
And
But you're
here's
not keeping
another
me locked
one
up
of
here while someone does something dangerous.
Dr. Schron's special antibiotic sauce, and put your helmet back on, Rivera.
My helmet's been on for the last 10 minutes. It's fine. It's not coming back off again unless another crazy guy tries to shoot himself out into space.
All right. Well, I guess me and Lincoln will
I
then
do
head
not like
to,
that
that's fine.
qualifier, Rivera.
That helmet will stay on or will be duct taped on, or the Star Trek equivalent of duct tape.
There
No,
can't
we'll
be
just weld
two
it.
crazy people willing to shoot themselves out into space.
If the worst comes to worst, Rendell can take off his helmet. I trust, at the moment, I trust his judgment more than yours.
so I'm allowed to take off my helmet for Lincoln, is it? I see.
Yes, if you needed to talk a crazy person down, you may take off your helmet. Stop him from doing it if you have to.
Declan, I'm struggling to get past the. I think it's got a wall here that it's not letting us bypass. That it's not letting us get through.
Let me just have a look at walls. Wall controls. There shouldn't be a wall there, but there is a wall there. Of course, there was a wall there. There ain't a wall there.
Wow. All right.
Okay, when you get to this point, there are big signs talking about energy levels, unauthorized personnel only, and danger of electrocution, and that sort of stuff.
Hey, look, an even more dangerous environment. This is turning into a fun day.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna turn to the 2 we've got and ask them if they know what's supposed to be in that area.
Yes. Tuvel will fill you in. Of course, that is our scanner array.
I pass that information over to Rivera and Rendell. That's where they say that's where the scanner arrays is. That might be what we're picking up the signal for.
Yeah, there are 4 large emitter columns. There, and there, all of which emit lots and lots of subspace radiation that basically is used to scan vessels leaving the planet. They're all off at the moment.
Just before we go in, I'm like, okay, let's have phasers out for this, just in case it's the Rommies.
All right. Faisal says it's done.
And Lincoln's going to be like, 3, 2, 1. I love my job, and it's just going to move around the corner.
Into what appears to be a fairly large empty room.
Cool. We also need to. That
One
wall
dead
go.
guy.
Thank you.
Oh.
There's another wall there.
I think that might be a wall.
I apologize for invisible walls. Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's just a force field on the
No one's
threads.
perfect.
It is a force field. Yeah.
Yeah, through the flickering force fields, we're like, we've got to wait for these things to clear.
It's the force field to stop people going into the high energy area.
I see.
Can I take
apart
a look
from-
around and like combat scan? Is there anything here, like Romulans or other threats?
Okay, well, the obvious big threat is these large emitters, which would irradiate the entire area if they were turned on. Other than that, you can't see any big threats.
I wonder where the transmission's coming from then. Hey, Mike, are you getting any signals around here?
Not getting much besides the giant scanning orbs.
Well, you've got a recorder. It would be an insight engineering roll.
Inside engineering roll.
Yeah.
Okay. Would I use biogenealogy imaging equipment as my focus?
Yep, that sounds suitable.
Engineering. I'm gonna get one less to get one automatic success. Oh, nice. One success in total then.
It's coming from over there.
Huh. Oh, go down.
I'm just going to cover you as you're moving towards that console. I've got my weapon out and I'm just...
There's a very small relay device that has been inserted into the signal stream of this scanner.
A relay device.
Take it out.
Yeah,
It's
can I take it out?
basically when this scans anything entering or leaving the system, that information is also being relayed somewhere.
Okay, yeah, so I'll just take it out then.
Okay, that's going to require an engineering roll to do it without breaking the relay system.
Ah, I see.
Although it doesn't matter if you break the scanner. Well, it's up to you anyway.
No, you're good for this. I got you. This is engineering. This is your bag.
What do I want?
Control engineering. It's
Control engineering. Okay.
fine work.
What can I use a focus on this imaging equipment?
Yeah, this is a huge scanner. Yeah.
Can I assist by being Rendell's like nurse equivalent? If he's got his little
tools.
Yeah, if he's got his little tool thing, he's like hyperspray or hyperspanner or whatever, and I can be like, "Is that one?"
Oh, go for it.
So if I roll one control engineering.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I don't have a focus. I'm just rolling one dice. Sorry, not much use. Can't tell my hydrospanner from my induction coil.
I see. It's fine. Communication range, would that just be one?
Sorry?
The complication range, would it just be one still?
Complication range is... Oh, hang on, you're still wearing your environmental suit too.
Okay.
And the DC is 2, so you need, difficulty of 2.
I got one automatic success because I'm using my thing. Ooh, 3.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's a point of momentum that you could use if you wanted to.
Success.
And you have managed to get this relay out, this thing relaying signals from the sensors without breaking the sensors.
Okay. Can I examine it to see like who it could have potentially sending it to?
Probably not here. Yes, you can, but you're going to need proper equipment for doing that.
Okay. I look to Lincoln. I say, "Did we just head back then? Group of
Uh,
brothers."
Yeah, if we think this is the thing, let's move and try and get back to the others.
All right.
Unless there's something else you want to do here.
I mean, we just came here just for this little relay thing. Don't think we need much else.
So yeah, I'm gonna lead us back, and I am keeping an eye out for like the standing up weirdly spacesuits. I've kind of mentally marked where each of them are, and I'm just making sure that none of them are moving. Because if I was going to ambush me, that's how I'd do it. I'd turn off the suit lights, I'd stand hunched over, and then I'd wait for it to pass me and shoot someone.
That's brilliant.
Absolutely horrific way to get ambushed.
Yeah. It's like, wait, weren't there 13 spacesuits dead people here? Well, why are there now 18?
Somebody's been watching too many horror movies. I approve.
Someone's been watching too many horror movies. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, you have been on the space station about an hour at this point. And let's check. While this has been going on, somebody called Darwin Relic, who is the mining consortium representative, has been talking to the captain and crew. Just asking for updates, concerned about his friends, etc. However, he wants to come aboard and wants to meet with the crew as a matter of urgency.
Okay.
Do we let him aboard?
Who did you say this was again, Declan?
His name's Darwin Relic. He's a Tellarite. He claims to be the operations manager for the Paxton 3 mining consortium.
And where's he calling from? Is it just from the planet?
From Paxton 3.
Oh.
But he would like to beam up because he needs to see the captain.
Okay.
Check with the general first, sir. With all due respect, I don't want anybody that we can't reasonably prove the identity of on our station, on our ship. Forgive me for being a little paranoid.
Duly noted.
Just out of character, Declan, what was the name of that? What was that name again?
Bear with me.
Relic.
Was it Arlen Tevek?
Davron Relic.
Ah, okay.
Let's do this.
I'm going to allow him, but I'm going to keep him on a very tight leash.
There you go. This gentleman. Sorry, Darwin, not Davron. Darwin. He's got an I in my notes. I've added him to the system without an I, but in my notes, R-E-L-I-K.
You know what? I actually read it with an I, so it's fine.
I didn't notice the misspelling.
No, I didn't know. Declan has a habit of pointing out spelling mistakes.
My back's been hurting.
Right, are we? I'm okay to let him aboard, but I'm going to keep him on a tight leash. So I'm going to inform security and have a security detail escort him.
I can tell you now, you're not going to complete this scenario.
Oh, we're not. Okay.
I say we don't bring him aboard the bridge.
No. Do we have like a conference room or something, or?
Sorry, quarter deck them. Yep,
Yeah, about an hour.
about an hour. Yeah, we're not going to finish in an hour, so what I'm going to aim to do is wrap it up in half an hour, which will leave us quite a bit of scenario for next week.
Do we have like a sort of a conference room, or does he want to go straight to Bay? Where does he want to talk?
Briefing room?
He's no idea what your ship is like, so he will follow your lead as to where the meeting should take place.
Okay.
I think a conference
Chief-
room or boardroom, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
the
probably
one they
better.
always use right off the bridge on Voyager.
Yeah, Chief Suven would have preferred one of the secondary briefing rooms within the ship rather than next to the bridge.
Yeah. Away from the bridge. So yeah, some a meeting room, conference room. Nothing major, nothing too special. Just away from the bridge.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Right, it is going to take a while for you to decontaminate these people on your return. So
Yeah. Bianchi, she's the head nurse, sends a message to the other nurses. With the survivors bringing back, keep any and all telerates away from them.
I'm just looking to see if I've actually got a location that is a conference room. It would have been a really obvious thing to have.
And since Rivera is going to have to be in isolation as well, Tron is going to leave him some reading material.
Yeah, the protocol and the procedure.
Oh no, that and
Mhm.
some of Tron's personal favorite biohazard horror stories. Not the sanitized versions they show you in Starfleet Academy when they tell you why the protocols exist. This is the
Full mission report.
The uncensored version.
Bianchi leaves him a
Oh, no.
history of Jon Snow, father of epidemiology.
yes.
Rivera's quite unshakable, though. He will be literally like, hey, look, this guy's head exploded. That's so cool. Look, you can see it ended up on the ceiling.
Rivera. People's brains are not something to laugh about.
I mean, they are
I would
once they're
know.
not in their heads.
I'm going to see if Moulinette's got a conference room as a scene.
Yeah.
No, Moulinette is taking a long time to load.
I guess at some point we will get to play the drunken trauma dumping. And then I have to figure out some more details about Kennedy's serial killer father.
Oh, do invite Shran. He will. Rivera will get an understanding why Shran really
Shran is
bioweapons.
Shran obviously is invited. I think all five of us, or whatever. How many there are of us idiots? 4 or 5. Can't remember. All
I'm
5
gonna
of
use
us.
no.
Yeah, 5. Yeah, 5. I was finding my number. All 5 of us get to have a nice drinking party in someone's quarters.
Well, you see, like, I happen to know that if you set up a level 3 biocontainment force field, and then you then get the engineering guy to do something, you can completely deaden the noise in 1 quarters, so you can play music as loud as you want, and no one knows that you're having a party.
We're not having
Awesome
a party.
trick.
We're having a drunken trauma dump.
Yeah, Drunk turns into a party.
That
I have no
depends on
conference
whether or
rooms.
not somebody throws a punch before the drinks are all gone.
Yeah, this is what drinking games are for.
We're playing Top That Trauma, aren't we?
Well,
Drop that drama, or no, wait, don't tell me.
No,
Yeah.
it's top that trauma.
Yeah, no. Shran has just had to clean up one too many situations where somebody did exactly what Rivera did, and it didn't go very well at all.
Look, someone else was going to do something stupid, and you guys are the ones with the medical knowledge to fix the person who does the stupid
You
thing.
wouldn't just hypoed him. I have ones that are specifically have, essentially, calm down juice.
He was about what? You were going to get that put through his chute. He was about to throw himself out the airlock.
I was honestly expecting you just to shoot him with a phaser.
Yeah, but then he'd end up even more
If I'm going to
traumatized.
be entirely honest, the moment I saw him go for the window, if Lincoln had done what he did, I was going to shoot him in the face. I'm going to be completely honest.
Look,
Okay.
all I'm saying is previous experience tells me that if a guy's losing it, stunning them just delays the meltdown. It doesn't actually help it. We would have given him more trauma. Like, it was a sensible risk.
But if the meltdown happens in the brig, anyway, Darwin Relk and General Corin Jathrick have beamed up to the ship while you were busy doing medical things, and have been led to a conference room, which I haven't got a map for, so I'm just using the orbital map. Who is going to meet them?
Chief Suven would probably be escorting them around as the captain's like random as the captain's PA, essentially.
Oh,
And Julia is just kind of sitting on the bridge doing engineering things.
I would say that the captain would come with them, meet them as well.
Chief
I think I would
Suven
probably
is
stay at
sorry.
the-
Unless you
because,
want to have a.
community.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's fine.
I could see good reason for Julia Williams to be there as well as the operations officer if needs be. I can't offhand think why you would bring the tactical officer or the helmsman.
Oh, yeah, mine with operations. Can't remember exactly why I'd be there. What is operations?
Engineering stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm walking along behind Chief Suven and Captain
As you walk,
Captain Jack.
Captain Kennedy.
Okay, sorry, I'm
There are.
miles
I feel
away.
like there would be jokes made about the two Kennedys because we've got Kennedy Bianchi and Samantha Kennedy on board.
Click on with them.
Yeah.
so
Did not know that you were naming your character Samantha Kennedy.
I didn't. Declan did.
Declan, congratulations. Yeah, but I'm just walking along behind Chief Suven and Captain Kennedy, just kind of. I'm a junior officer. I can and will blend into walls beautifully.
two
And
Kennedys is a
Moga
bit confusing, yes.
who, drumming his fingers and waiting for the Romulans to do something stupid.
Darwin will turn to the captain. I'm very concerned. I had many friends there. In fact, 2 weeks ago, I was on the station. Can you give me an update on what's going on? I believe you have people on the.
Yeah, I'm guessing that would be Suven's answer or Captain Kennedy's answer of the current survivor
Let
rates.
them do the talking. They outrank you.
Yeah, we do have some medical staff over there. They have found a couple of survivors actually. So hopefully we'll get a better understanding of what actually occurred over there. I've been informed that it's some sort of genetically engineered virus. Can you tell me anything about that?
Immediately thinks, aha! I knew it. An attack. That is evidence. Right.
Please calm down, sir.
Did you find any? Did you find any evidence that it was orchestrated by by Paxton 4?
No, sir. All we know is that it was genetically tailored to affect Tellarides and other genetically similar species.
Tailored to attack us, and you think that's a coincidence?
I don't, sir. All I know is what information we've been given. Extrapolation, not always the best answer. And to borrow a phrase I learned from my grandmother, assumptions are the mother of all fuck-ups.
Yes, well, assuming
I'd
they're
rather
not
not
behind it could leave us at a serious disadvantage. We need to mobilise and mobilise now. One attack deserves a retaliation. Right.
Your response is illogical.
What do you mean it's
Although-
illogical?
Although you have sufficient evidence to be able to surmise
You
that
see,
this
sufficient evidence. That's what I said. We have sufficient evidence to believe it was an attack. Genetically modified, you said, genetically engineered.
General, it is inefficient. It is an inefficient use of either of our times if you continue to talk over me. You have sufficient evidence to be able to assume that probably at a 70% likelihood that this is a deliberate act by someone, but you have no evidence in order to attribute that act to anyone else. You have
Who else would it be?
You have discovered an attack against the Tellarides. It is very unlikely this infection came about naturally, but you do not know who designed it.
Oh, clearly.
Have you considered an outside party maybe attempting to engender exactly this reaction?
What?
Are you being, to put it in a human parlance, manipulated into attacking?
No one manipulates me.
That is patently untrue. I have just done so.
What?
I
What do you mean?
manipulated you into an emotional response.
Emotional? Me? Are you accusing me of being easily manipulated, young man?
I am much older than you.
I'll interject and say, gentlemen, please, can we please keep this civil? Where is this evidence that you speak of, other than from our medical
You
teams?
yourself said genetically engineered.
Yes, but that doesn't mean it was genetically engineered for yourself.
But have you
What?
checked our planet? 98% Tellarite, and you suggest that it was coincidence this was engineered to attack Tellarites?
Julia pops up. What's the population statistics for Paxton 4?
I will share this with you.
Is it mostly Tellarite as well?
Show players.
I believe Paxton
Observer.
3 is mostly Tellarite, while Paxton 4 is mostly human.
It is. Paxton 4 is predominantly human. Have I managed to fully share everything about the Paxton system with you?
Yep.
Cool.
I think it looks
Yeah.
like
Yes, Paxton 4 is predominantly human. Paxton 3 is predominantly Tellarite.
Well, there's been no evidence that the virus was actually created by these, by them. So, it could have been taken there for study to find a cure, in case it was ever induced into your ecosystem.
What? You're suggesting somebody genetically engineered and then released on us just so they can find a cure for something they created themselves?
It's not been the
he
first time.
turns to Suzanne, and you accuse me of being illogical.
It's been done before, and it's to create the illusion that they are your saviors, your heroes, your protectors. 1,000 words I could use to describe this tactic. Sorry. Not intentional.
It It would be precipitous to move forward without evidence of who is responsible for this.
I don't see it as precipitous. I see it as necessary. Behind you, Relk, sort of, I might have something to add, he says quite quietly.
Hmm?
No. The general continues. This is clear what's going on here. I
The
need to go
man
and
has something
mobilize
to
our
say,
forces.
General. Let him say it.
Please, General, we
Oh,
are
Saturnine.
here to
Else.
we are here to listen to all parties. So please, Darwin, continue.
I had a friend on the station, a good friend and a long-time friend, childhood friend, Arlen Tavik. Arlen was telling me about some strange events a couple of weeks ago that I think might be associated with this. You didn't, by any chance, recover any of the logs from the station, did you?
No, I believe the medical team was preoccupied with finding survivors and determining some sort of antidote. If you like, we can. Chief Sven can call a message over asking them to recover the logs.
I think it's worth recovering Arlen's logs to find out what's been going on.
I am deeply sorry for your loss.
I'm sure
We
we
live
can.
find peace in whatever comes next.
Sure,
Jathric will storm off at this point, back towards the transporters, which you may or may not remember the way to.
I'm going to ask security to shadow him. No one goes around the ship without an escort.
Yeah, on the way, he's trying to use his comms, which don't work particularly well from orbit, trying to tell people to mobilize the interceptors.
Someone stop him, please.
You can't do anything about it.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go.
About to say no. I wouldn't be escorting them, would I?
No, but security would probably pass that on to me, and I would pass that on to you. But
Right.
our comm systems are intercepting a transmission. It appears he's attempting to order interceptors mobilized.
Great. Let's try and stop him. Can we stop him? Can we stop any comms?
Yes. Can I use our comms to create a limited interference pattern to stop him communicating? And then what I'd like to do is I would like to can I also send his turbo lift just going around and around the ship?
Yeah.
I've put him into a holding pattern, but this distraction will not last long, and he will become increasingly aggravated.
You're not the best person for that. You are much more a communications person.
Yeah.
You can ask me to do it.
Yes.
Do you want me to see if I can delay his turbo lift as long as I can? Send it around the ship and...
Yeah, just around in circles on the ship.
Hi, sir. She walks to probably some sort of comm console in the room and starts pushing buttons. And just taps into the turbo lift system and goes, okay, the car he's in needs to not go here for a while. It just needs to go in a randomized pattern. Bonk.
Randomized location.
Not a randomized location, but just kind of going.
I like the idea that when he goes into the turbo lift, he's like, Deck 12 computer turbo lift room, and then Deck 12 transporter room, and then the turbo lift pops me up like Deck 2 crew mess.
Okay, I have 9 maps.
Oh,
He
we
is
make
going
it so
to
that
end up
he's
at
misinterpreting what he wants.
Yeah.
roll.
It's like Alexa not being able to understand you in strong regional
Oh
accents.
my god. It's like horrible voice recognition.
I have 9 locations. I'll roll a d9 and Shuttle Bay 2. Okay.
No. Oh, dear.
Because we're just getting off. Well, no, wait, we're still on the station, aren't we?
It was going to take you an hour to decontaminate and to get back.
Yeah.
You're probably arriving in Shuttle Bay 2 about this point.
Yes, with Rivera and the two survivors in full containment suits, just so that we can get them to. Well, actually, no, they're probably on some sort of isolation stretcher or something.
Yeah.
They're in an isolation bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that,
It's like a force field version of those big plastic bubbles you can run around,
Oh,
crawl
Zords or
around and
something.
bump into
It
other
would
people
probably-
in them.
Oh my
It would
god.
probably make more sense just to use the transporters to move them to an isolation ward. And then that way they're not even moving through the intervening space.
There is an
Yeah.
isolation ward on medical on deck 4.
we probably have several, but yes.
This is the closest one to the shuttle
Yep.
we were in.
Yep.
While we're using
So someone should write down what I named the shuttles because odds are I'm not
so
going to remember.
one of them was the shuttle Jon Snow. And the other one was
Elizabeth
the first
Blackwell.
Elizabeth
female
Blackwell.
doctor in space.
Jesse, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Deep breath.
Okay, I will deal with the Shuttle Bay in a moment. So, Relk is on his own with the captain at this point. I should warn you about the General. He can be very, very hot-headed.
It's all right, sir. We're distracting him as best we can.
I worry about my friends on the station. From what you told me, things have gone pretty badly there.
From what they said, they've only recovered 2 survivors. The only non-Tellarites on the station. I'm sorry.
My people tend to blame any atrocity or any mishap on Paxton 4. We've been at war for so long that they... I'm part of a small group that advocate for peace, but we are a minority voice.
The civil rights movement all over again.
We sort of mourn for those that we've lost, but we don't want to increase the war and lose more. I don't really want to go and tell the families of those lost in the station that there have been more deaths, but I really don't want this escalating.
In order to delay the general as long as possible, I've sort of deliberately closed a problem that we occasionally see with the control of the vocal voice controls with those with heavy regional accents.
Oh.
Basically, it's going to misinterpret his commands. So, for example, since the transporter room is on deck 12, it might accidentally bring him to deck 2, which is the crew mess.
General Jathrek is on the War Council. He is quite influential. If he feels you're detaining him, he might claim that you've taken him prisoner. He might...
No, I just deliberately exacerbated a problem. If necessary, I will claim that we are having some technical issues with the tubes. They have this issue semi-frequently, especially with those with heavy accents.
Right.
So we're just using a problem that we already see to just, well, at least this way we can't lie. It's a truth from a certain point of view.
No. Anyway, as soon as Sharon sees the others sees the survivors settle down in isolation, he's gonna head up to see the captain.
Bianchi's gonna stay with the people in isolation.
Yeah.
Work with her. Work on help with taking care of any crewmen who are sick or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Considering that Lincoln is going to be spending quite a bit of time with these two survivors, scribbling down in decontamination showers and things, I'm just going to start pumping them for information, like, what did they notice in the previous few days? And just trying to kind of investigate by asking them questions and almost debriefing them.
Okay. Anybody interrogation skills?
Don't go too heavy on the questions.
I've got an investigation skill. I've got an investigation specialism.
That sounds really good. It's a security role. I think it's a present security.
Excellent. So
Actually,
I've got negotiation.
Yeah.
Not interrogation.
Actually, I want to deliver my initial report on the pathogen. Would I be taking that to the CMO or would I be taking that to the captain?
You tell me.
Well, I'd probably want to give it to both of them at the same time because the captain needs to know this thing is cooked.
In that case, the CMO will meet you in the briefing room, so you can give it to them both at the
She
same
already
time.
knows it was cooked.
Sorry, what was that?
I said she already
Not
knows.
you, him.
In that case, the CMO will meet you in the briefing room, and you can give it to both of them at the same time.
Yeah. He's going to show him what he found and walk him through it.
Cool.
While I'm debriefing these guys, I'm using my focus, but I'm also going to use my telepathy as well.
Okay. 2 successes. They remember a couple of days ago there was some sort of incident involving. They have a regular tech who comes and repairs the sensors, and he was taken ill. And the tech that they got was this gentleman, clearly Klingon, but he claimed to have been a childhood. Well, he claims that his father took asylum, and he is a nationalized resident of Paxton 3. Was his claim.
I'm going to pass that on to up the chain of command. I'll phone it into Chief Suven for the captain to know about, and you guys as well. And then I'll go back to scrubbing and doing press-ups and other things to...
Bit of reading to do, though, haven't you, Sarah?
Yeah, no, I'm just going to do lots and lots of press-ups and sit-ups.
Maybe this will help your logical thinking, idiot.
I think that the knowledge that there is Klingon involvement might be a pretty good place to stop.
Klingons all over the place.
Oh.
Romulans, Klingons, Tellarlites, an interesting mix-up.
Oh my.
Yeah.
That was really fun. I feel like we learned so much about characters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we learned Lincoln will take off his helmet in a dangerous environment. That's what we learned.
We learned that Lincoln will be occasionally reckless, yes.
Yes.
Also, we learned that the supply of alcohol that Chief Suven is hunting is Lincoln.
Bit of a bootlegger.
Yeah, well, he went to the bootlegging Chicago gangster planet and was like, this is the coolest thing ever.